What is up, guys? Welcome on back to Madden 25. And real quick before we go to week 3, as always, week 3 starts off with players to negotiate. As you can see, I have it highlighted there. So I'll go over the players who were available and who I've signed and who I can't sign. So let's start looking at the list now. We'll go to the players that I can't sign right now. So I had $95 million in cap space, and Thurmond was up for re-signing. I don't have the space to sign him. I can't trade him because I'm negative on my cap. So I'm going to keep him this year. I'm just going to have to let him go. He wants like 30-something. He's worth whatever someone's going to pay him. He's a fucking animal. Parnell, see these guys, the re-sign interest isn't very high. I'm going to have to overpay for them anyway. Parnell wants $30 million a year as well. It's just, I can't sign him. I don't have the cap space, and I don't know if I don't think he's worth it, to be honest. I think he's very good, but I don't think I don't need him. I don't need to be paying a guy like that. I'll pay Amos $30 million, but I won't pay him $30 million. So Will Buchanan. Okay, so Will Buchanan is a guy I'm actually kind of go against my rule a little bit. I do want to keep him because I want him to be my number one defensive tackle. He's only 25. He's an 82. He was a first-round pick. As you can see, I submitted an offer and he didn't take it. So he only wants about 10, 11 million a year. And a guy like him should be getting about 15 to 20 million a year. So he doesn't want to sign with me. So what I'll probably do is offer him about 13 million because I think wants like 10. I'm in the game, I'll significantly overpay him, but in reality, I wouldn't be overpaying him at all. I'd actually be saving money, quote, overpaying him. So I'm probably going to offer him like a 5-year deal with about 13, 14 mil a year. And I think I think his value is about 15 to 20 million a year. Because Kennedy, right here, 95, the guy that plays right next to him, wants 25 million a year. So if I can get this guy an 82 who's 4 years younger locked in for a long-term contract at a lot less, even if I'm overpaying him, I'm fine with that. I think that's a good move for that. He's not killing my cap. So AJ Spicer I'm going to keep. I'm going to sign him to a longer year deal. He's another one of those guys that I submitted the offer and he didn't take it. I'm trying to think why he didn't take it. I think maybe it was too long. I offered him like a 5-year deal. But Walsh, I can't keep. I can't keep Walsh. He's going to be too expensive. He wants I think it's like 30 million a year or something like that. He's going to be too expensive. He's not worth it. Kennedy, 25 million a year. He's good, but he's not worth it. Dale, I can't keep him. I can't keep Dale, unfortunately. He's going to have to go somewhere and retire. He's 33. He's going to be 34 next year. He's probably going to be in the mid 80s, if not low 80s. No one's going to sign him. He's going to probably retire on the free agent market. Just like Murphy. The running back 34 that barrels over people, sitting on the free agent market. Nobody signed him. And I can't because I'm negative. Borden, again, another guy like that. He's a little bit older. He wants a lot of money. He wants, actually, he doesn't want a lot of money. What he wants, I can't give. That's what it was. I can't sign him. So there's a window of opportunity there if I can't get someone else signed. And then Amos, Boone, and Wilkins are my option guys. So those guys are going to be staying. I will have to extend them. Amos is going to get a massive deal. Massive fucking deal. He doesn't want to re-sign with me. So I'd have to accept the option and maybe trade him next year. I don't know. But the guys that I did sign that were available. So I signed. I'll go on my roster and I'll show you who I signed. Because I had a lot of people to sign with. I had a lot of money and a lot of people, but I just didn't have enough money. So the first guy that I extended, let's go on the offense, was Johnston. So Johnston got like another 5 years. So I have him signed for 6 more years till he's 31. So he's going to be my left tackle. Wide receiver, Smallwood. So I'll show you how my receivers will kind of work out. Parnell's going to be gone. So it's going to be Amos, Smallwood, Beverly, Rivers, Medlock. Now, these guys aren't as high, but they were drafted. They were all drafted. And Beverly was a first-round pick. And you guys saw what he did last game. He's number 17. He's fast. So Smallwood will kind of take Peck's spot. Parnell, Peck's spot. Beverly will be on the other side. Amos will be on the number 1. And then Rivers and Medlock will round everything out. Maybe I can draft somebody to kind of come in, or I'll have cap space. I will have some cap space. Yeah, so if I sign all those players that I want, I'll still have some cap space left over. I won't have a ton, but I can still sign free agents and things like that. So tight ends, I'm good on tight ends for a little bit. Bolden, I extended Bolden for 3 years. So I have Patterson, Bolden, and Wilkins. I'm good there. So Johnston will be my left tackle. Jordan, Borden will be gone, but Boone and Crockett can take over those spots. One will be the starter, one will be the main backup. Spicer will be signed, and Knighton will be there. So I'm good. I'm really good at offensive line. I'm just losing one guy that I quite frankly, he's a luxury to be honest. But Thurman will be gone. I'll probably use my draft pick to draft somebody. Love will come in and step in, or Wall, one of those two guys. So we still have Gilbert, who's elite, and Love, who's very young, and Wall. I'll probably end up putting Love there. You guys haven't seen him play too much, but he's going to be good. Kennedy's going to be gone, so it's going to be Buchanan, Carson, Marshall, and then we'll draft or something at defensive tackle. All right, sorry about that. Someone was bringing me some food. And so we'll replace one of those spots, defensive tackle spots at the draft pick or something. Linebackers are all going to be exactly the same. They're just going to be a little bit better. Dale's going to be gone. Dobbs, Toon, Leary, and Donaldson were my 2 first-round picks, and then Toon I got in a trade, so he's younger. And then Dobbs will take over as the number 1 guy. So my corners are very, very young, and I'll probably, like I said, draft one or something. I've got plenty of draft picks. And then my safeties will be the same: Sutherland, Wagner, Klein, and then I think it's Bailey. So we're pretty solid there. It's just going to be kind of filling the blanks with some draft picks. But anyway, let's play the 49ers.
It's week 3 of the NFL, and we're running it back with the 2 teams from Super Bowl 19. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the 49ers, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Northern California and Levi's Stadium in the South Bay in Santa Clara, California. So good to be with you, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here. Greg, as we look at this matchup, looking around, hearing this crowd, they're so fired up for this one. What's it like when you come on the road and you've got a hostile environment you need to take care of?
I always liked it. I always thought it added to the element of bringing some energy and bringing some juice, especially in pregame. But once that ball's kicked off, you want to settle this crowd down as fast as you can, especially on offense. Take them out of it. Get them back on their chairs, sitting on their hands. The more energy you give them, the more noise, it does make it a little less efficient to operate, especially on offense. So come out fast, come out furious, and see if you can take this crowd out right from the jump.
The Miami offense will make their way onto the field. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his 3rd year in the league.
He's coming off an incredibly productive game, Mike, where he was able to find the end zone 4 different times through the air and secure the win. But it wasn't perfect by any means. He played well enough to come away with the victory. But with that said, he has to clean up on the interceptions. He knows the 2 picks. A couple other close calls he got away with. If those fall into the wrong hands, that game could have went an entirely different way. Coming into here today, can he keep the production in the passing game and come away with a little bit of a cleaner stat sheet?
A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early, and we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
Right back to him on first down. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. 2nd and 7. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They send a receiver in motion left. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Touchdown, Miami. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. They find the end zone here on the opening drive, and Greg, they're able to do it in the air.
Mike, it makes you wonder, is this drive a sign of things to come? I mean, this secondary, they had their hands full there. Are we going to see it repeated throughout the rest of this game, or are they going to have some answers on defense?
And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. $7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The 49ers offense set to get to work for the first time. Led out by the last pick in the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
And while I don't think that stat line last week had him up for any sort of awards, if I had to guess, he'd much rather have a modest game and a win as opposed to throwing for a bunch of touchdowns in a loss. The biggest thing that he did, Mike, he took care of the ball. So as long as he continues to do that, they're going to have a chance to keep on winning.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Here's a first carry for their running back, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Here's a 3rd and 10. Here's Purdy. They'll look to set up the screen here. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
The 49ers out to punt this one. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
3rd and 6. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
This exact situation here, Mike, tends to get a lot of conversation. I think I'm going for it. I think here around midfield, you got to maintain possession, see if you can end this drive with some points. I think you got to stay aggressive, keep your offense on the field.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Niners offense ready for their second possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Play action now. Purdy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Third and 5. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down. Shotgun snap to Purdy, and this time the rush gets home, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
On second down, Purdy. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route. And then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
Third and long. Here's Purdy, and that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run with the rookie, drafted in the 3rd round. And they'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
And this will be incomplete.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard. They'll send him over to the left. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
They motion the slot man left. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. On play action, here's Purdy. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. A gain there of 15. It's good for a Niners 1st down. Now a give up the middle. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd down is Purdy. Quickly to the outside and complete.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 is our score. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? From the gun, it's Purdy. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Dolphins offense back onto the field for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. This one complete right side. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire. So the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off. And this is what you want. I mean, you advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The return starts from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. They'll stick with him again. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. Quick throw, taken in, and he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. On comes the punter now, as he is on to punt it away for San Francisco. And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball, as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. Here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Receiver in motion, headed left. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to take a shot down the field. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Little short pass here. Caught by his tight end. That will make 3rd down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one. He'll look to throw. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he will have a Dolphins 1st down. They get it easily. It was 4th and 1, and the pickup was 5. They'll stay on the ground. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 33 yards.
If you have a shot to bring him down early, you just can't miss, Mike. Not against a runner like this. If he slips that first tackle, you can see how much more he can add to a run.
Man in motion, heading left. They'll throw out of the gun. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal. Here's a run. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will power his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
The extra point, up and good. And the Dolphins move out in front by the score of 17-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Niners offense ready to get back to work. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. It's picked up by the Dolphins.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
1st and 10. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Throwing over the middle, this one is complete. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. This is caught at the 2. And he's in. Touchdown, Miami. Now, the extra point. The kick is good. And the Dolphins extend to a 24-3 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The 49ers offense and their running back set to go once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A first down throw for Purdy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Back to the air again is Purdy. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. Throwing again is Purdy. That's out to the flat, and it's complete.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
12 yards on that hookup. First down, 49ers. Off the play fake, Purdy. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they take it to the 20-yard line with that one. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Purdy. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. They've moved the ball well here, but now face 3rd and 2. They need 2. Here's Purdy. That is caught by the tight end. Touchdown, San Francisco.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 2. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. And they'll elect not to run another play. Just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. And instead, why don't we get right back to it as we'll get ready for the third quarter. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Niners offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Purdy. Throwing right, it's taken in. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. On second down, Purdy. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that second down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position, instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there. And that mid-range pass,
he is in. Touchdown, Dolphins.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here. Takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and end result is still a touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The 49ers offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. They put a receiver in motion to the left. On play action, here's Purdy. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
That is intercepted. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick 6, but he does set up the... First and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to...
And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Touchdown, Miami. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball 1st and goal, and Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball, not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. Not much there, maybe a yard. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. A play fake. Now it's Purdy. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
And some nice footwork as he spins forward for a yard. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Purdy works out of the pistol. The second down throw is incomplete.
We see this time and time again in the NFL, Mike. You want to play quarterback at this level, you better figure out a way to be able to bounce back following a bad throw, a bad series, a bad game. And
that's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, with this guy might lose a little bit, Mike, as he gets long in the tooth. He certainly makes up for it in experience. You're not going to be able to do a lot of things to trick him on the back end. He reads this play right from the jump, makes a great break on the ball, and if that ball hits his hands more times than not, it's going to be a takeaway.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Now give on the ground. Yards are hard to come by there. Work it down to the 37-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll turn and hand this one off. Good running inside the 25. And he'll be taken down.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They send a receiver in motion left. Quick throw, taken in. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
A run on 1st and goal. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Dolphins. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Niners offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. And once again, they try the same runner. They get the same result. Back-to-back carries of no gain. Now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Purdy. Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. The 49ers out for the punt, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Dolphins offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of touchdowns in this ball game. He has, without a doubt, been the driving force in this offense so far. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the 3rd, that anything's going to change. He's picked up right where he left off, and the numbers are indicative of just how well he's played.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. A handoff here, up the middle. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with... Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. 4th and a couple. They'll try to run. And he's going to have a Dolphins 1st down. And more. It'll wind up a gain of 5 on 4th and 2. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now a run. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. 3rd down, 3 to go. Try to pick this one up on the ground. So now the Dolphins turn it over to their field goal team. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Dolphins will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. Things not looking good, but see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Quickly to the outside and complete. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot. They'll try to hit him with a screen. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Here's Purdy again. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. They'll throw again with Purdy. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Again in the air for Purdy. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's second down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him.
And he will score. Touchdown, 49ers. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. No problem there on the extra point. And the 49ers will get just a bit closer. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And they are really playing well here to start September, aren't they? On their way to 3-0 as they look to finish this one off. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Right back to him on first down. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now a give up the middle, and they're going to work this down inside the 45. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run it on the inside handoff. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. They'll stick with him again. And good hard running will get him down close to a first down. Might be a yard short. Here's 3rd and 2. One of the tight ends motions right. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier. and that catch gets him a first down. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll get 4 and down inside the 20-yard line. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. On 3rd down, we'll try to get it on the ground, and he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down. They'll stay on the ground. And he's inside the 10, pushing forward for a gain of 5 yards. So, a win here for the visiting Dolphins. They continue their winning ways in the month of September. They're off to a 3-0 start. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.